Welcome to the Healing Room. I'm Lavonda Handy, licensed marriage and family therapist and founder of Truth Center for Health and Healing. This podcast is a space where we slow down, get honest, and reflect on truths that shape us. Here, you'll find real conversations, solo reflections, and stories that center healing culturally, personally, and collectively. And just so we're clear, this podcast isn't therapy, and I'm not your therapist. My hope is that every time you leave this space, you'll feel empowered, seen, and inspired to keep growing. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now let's get into it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Healing Room. I'm Lavonda Handy, licensed marriage and family therapist and founder of Truth Center for Health and Healing. If you have been with us for the last few episodes, you know that we've been leaning into talking about our voice, talking about surrender, alignment, and learning how to lead our lives through intention and honesty. And today we're talking about something that is super, super just very true for me, and I'm sure it's very true for you. It's true for me, and not only in my personal life, but it's also true for me in my work, in my marriage, in my motherhood, in my leadership, all of it, right? And that is the idea that just because we can do it all does not mean we have to. So many of us are high functioning, high capacity women who go day in and day out being raised to perform, to show up, to be responsible, to be the strong one, right? We have been given all these labels and we are praised for being able to juggle 1,000 things. I know this is very true for me of like, I wear a lot of hats, I wear a lot of titles, and people are like, oh my gosh, you're doing it with so much grace and you look so good when you're doing it. And at some point, right, like it becomes who we are. It feels good to get that acknowledgement, that validation. But then on the flip side, you don't recognize all the time what it's costing you to wear all those hats, to be so responsible, to be the strong one. So let's talk about it, right? And let's talk about it in a way that I want to share with you, like a really personal story for me of that overwhelm doesn't hit me at once, right? I think we don't talk about that enough. I think we exist in spaces where, once again, we're getting the validation, we're getting the acknowledgments, we're getting the accolades for being able to carry everything, to show up as the strong one, to be the responsible one, and people are turning to us. Sometimes that feels really good, right? You're feeling excited and you're feeling accomplished. And so the slow build looks like saying yes, 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 yes. And you don't recognize that it's always a yes. And so that's looked like for me of when I was in a season of my life when I was saying yes a lot. What now that I think about it and now that I look at it and I reflect upon it, I was doing the most that I could do. So let me describe this. I opened Truth Center in July of 2020, height of pandemic, Black Lives Matter, with George Floyd was happening, and just a lot of energy for helping people in a really big time of need, right? At the same time, my romantic relationship was also blossoming into the next step, right? So I wasn't just building a business, I was building a life, right? I was building my partnership. And by October 2020, we bought a house. By September 2021, we got married. And then by August of 22, we had our first child. 2 years, y'all. 2 years. Opened a practice, got a house, got married, had a baby. What was I thinking? And also within that 2 years, I hired people, right? If you listen to last episode, I told you like how I hired really fast because we were in a time of need, right? Clearly, I was in a time of need of what I wanted to help people, but I was also in my personal life thinking my biological clock is ticking. And if we're going to do this, it's got to be now. I was 35. I am 40 now. But I was saying yes to so many things. And here's the part where people are like overlooking this. Like I was saying yes while the world was shut down. And what I know about myself is I am a very big extrovert. And there was people around me, but like we were all existing in isolation. And I'm doing all these really big life-changing things. And as an extrovert, I need lots of connection. I need energy. I need people. That is the space that I live in. I love connecting with people. When I'm feeling burnt out, I immediately have to call my friends, like, can we please go get dinner? Or I'm saying to my husband, can we please go out somewhere and do something? I need the energy and the life to like be put back into me. And this is what was happening for me in this time, right? I was beginning my practice, but I was also a training facilitator for a therapy program in the city. I was also doing fitness training online. And so the training facilitation looked like 80 people on Zoom, but only 10 faces I was looking at. Online fitness looked like maybe the first week there was 6 people, then down to I was training one person. And what I recognized is that things just begun to feel a little bit more silent. And then that silence of seeing client after client back to back, especially building the caseload. And I was also working at a group practice at the same time. So I was building my private practice and working at a group practice at the same time. So I would be working all day long, sometimes seeing up to six, maybe 8 clients back to back, very little breaks. I had to remember to drink water and feed myself. My partner was at work, right? He is a city worker and he was required to be at work during the pandemic. He didn't have any time off of being isolated or in the house as much as I did. So when we were in our home, he would be gone all day and then I would be home by myself. And by the time he got home, I was like exhausted and I didn't even want to connect, right? And so that is completely like not like me, where I had to pull back myself and just isolate even more, right? And that might have even perpetuated the situation. And my brain didn't necessarily know how to turn off either, right? Because I'm having those back to back sessions and I'm really sitting with myself considering, okay, how can I do this? How can I do that? I want to do this. I want to do that. So I had to get some control back over what was happening for me. And this is what it looked like. So, number 1, right, as March 2021, the world is opening back up. I had to consider one as I was building the practice, right? I started to hire people. So that was somewhat helpful, right? So I could help the people that were coming through our door. 2, the world was opening up enough where I could start working out again, right? I think I was working out at home and the fitness group that I was involved with before, I didn't live as close to it anymore. So I joined Orange Theory Fitness. Game changer. I'm still there now. And then I quit the training facilitating. I could not do it. And I was doing it. I was facilitating at some points by myself. They did add someone to facilitate with me, but it was just way too exhausting to try to build a practice and create materials for the training. It was just a lot, especially as I was hiring folks on the team. Thank goodness the world was opening up too, because then I turned to my partner. I said, we need to leave. Recognize that it may be a little bit dangerous, but I need a vacation. I haven't left this country. So we went to Jamaica That was the most relaxing vacation I needed. Now, granted, they had to swab your nose, and let me tell you, they swabbed the heck out of my nose, but it really gave me a peace of mind where I can reconnect with myself, where I can slow down, where I can reconnect with my partner, and really just be present to what I needed, right? And so, what I recognized for myself is that I wasn't empty in spirit, but I was empty in capacity. I had to realize that I needed to decrease the amount that I was giving to others and increase the amount that I'm giving to myself. Right? Like I said, quitting the facilitating job is I stepped away from teaching fitness altogether. I've not taught a fitness class since probably 2021. I may have jumped in 2022 too, but I can't remember the exact dates, right? Orange Theory. I found the best people at Orange Theory. And if you are my Orange Theory friends and folks, let me tell you that you have been a vital part of my life. I need that community. I need that connection. And it was the first time I realized that I wasn't doing it all on strength. It was like a time of survival, and reconnecting with myself really changed what I was able to do. And this season taught me something that I realized that I wish I learned a lot earlier, but I know now, right? I am capable of a lot. I think we all can recognize that we are capable of doing a lot, but our capacity is not unlimited. It is holiday season here in Philly, and the list just gets longer, right? And so this is a season that we really have to be present to what is our capacity. Yes, we can do it all. We can. If we really like want to push, push, push and do it all, we could probably figure out how to. But what would that mean for you? What would it mean for you to just keep pushing to figure it out at all and get it all done? Our capacity is not unlimited. So let me remind you, being able to do everything does not mean you're aligned. Being able to do everything does not mean it's good for you. Being needed everywhere does not mean you belong everywhere. Stop overextending yourselves, even in the name of love, in the name of passion, in the name of purpose. Like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to say I don't have the capacity for that right now. And all y'all that you if you could ignore a text, if you are in person with somebody, you can also say no thank you. You don't have to ignore the text actually. You could just say no thank you. But I want you to learn, right? I want you to learn, just like I had to learn, that capability and alignment are not the same thing. Alignment requires honesty. Alignment requires you to sit with like, okay, these are the other things that I have on my plate. What is it that I need to do in order to feel that I've given what I like to give to other people, but I haven't had anything taken away from me? Because at some point, when we're saying yes, 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 we're having things taken away from us rather than that giving that we're giving fills us back up. So, here's what I want you to ask yourself as you're thinking about, are you existing in capability versus alignment and capacity? Where are you in your life doing too much because you don't want to disappoint someone? Where have you confused capability with willingness? Where are you pouring from a place of isolation? Where do you need to decrease your give to others so you can increase your give to yourself? And last one, what might shift in your life if you believed your capacity mattered too? When they don't recognize that their capacity matters too. and constantly making considerations for other people. It's time. It's time for you to consider your capacity. So I want to thank you all for spending time with me in the healing room today. Remember, this isn't therapy and I'm not your therapist. And if this episode spoke to you, please, please, please share it with someone who might need a reminder that doing it all is not the goal. Being aligned is. Until next time, keep honoring your truth. Thanks for joining me in the healing room. If today's conversation spoke to you, be sure to follow, rate, and share the podcast with someone who could use a little healing too. Remember, this space is for reflection and inspiration, not therapy. If you need support, please connect with a licensed provider in your area. To learn more about me and my team, visit truthcenterhh.com. Until next time, keep honoring your truth.